Who is the best teacher you have ever had? What was the most valuable lesson you learned from him or her? Hello everyone, I'm Kathleen Pelly. Welcome to Journey with Story. I'm sure that most of you can name a teacher who was able to teach you something special that helped you. Today's story is a beautiful First Nations folktale from Canada about a young girl whose teacher, Cloud and Rain, shares all of his magic and wisdom with her so that one day she is able to save her own people from terrible danger. Before we begin, remember, if you want to get some colouring sheets for our stories, all you have to do is to subscribe to our free monthly newsletter at www.journeywithstory.com. And in the coming months, we'll be having other freebies and goodies for all our newsletter subscribers. So do try and subscribe today. Now, let's take a journey with Sacred Waterfall. Bending Willow lived with her tribe near to the mighty Niagara Falls. She was a bright girl, full of joy and a sense of adventure. These positive qualities led to a host of suitors, but they were all unwelcome to Willow. She was already in love with a young man from a faraway tribe. Among the suitors was a chief called No Heart. This spiteful old man was used to getting his way. He was a powerful person, and nobody dared refuse him anything. No Heart announced their engagement without even asking Bending Willow for her hand in marriage. She felt sick at the thought of living with such a cruel man, but her parents were too scared to challenge the old chief. The day of the wedding was set. The night before this fateful day, Bending Willow fled into the forest. She ran without knowing where it was going, her feet pounding the forest floor. All of a sudden, she tripped and fell face down in the dirt. Having fallen, she couldn't get up. Many hours passed. Willow sobbed until she was exhausted, and then lay listening to the roar of Niagara Falls. All at once, she sat up. The waterfall had given her an idea. Willow crept back to her parents' wigwam and took the family canoe. In the dead of night, she dragged it to the river and climbed in. The water was moving quickly and she sped downstream. Willow mouthed silent prayers to all the gods she knew, begging them to save her. The canoe started to jolt, bending Willow about. She was in the white water rapids that led to the mouth of the waterfall. Willow could feel the spray, and the roar was enough to drown out her screams for mercy. Onwards, the canoe hurtled to the brink of the waterfall. Bending Willow raised her arms aloft to give thanks for her short time on earth. And the canoe went over the edge. Willow waited for the icy water and the long drop. But instead, she felt herself raised up. She was flying on white wings made from clouds. It seemed she would fly straight into the emerald water that cascaded over the cliffs. But at the last second, the curtain of waterfall parted to allow her through. Bending Willow looked around in wonderment. She was in a cave, and standing before her was a tiny old man whose white hair and beard were made of mist. He introduced himself as the spirit of cloud and rain, and he smiled kindly at her. The walls of the cave were studded all over with gleaming white flowers carved from rock. Despite the wall of water that acted as its door, the cave was warm, thanks to an enchanted fire that crackled away in the corner. Cloud and Rain wrapped a thick blanket around Willow's shoulders and led her over to a pile of furs near the fire. He brought her some morsels of fish, garnished with a delicious moss jelly. In the morning, the cave was full of light and dancing rainbows. Willow knew that she was safe from No Heart. He could never find her here. The spirit appeared, his kindly eyes twinkling.
Bending Willow, I know your story, and you are welcome to stay here with me. You must not fear No Heart any more. An evil snake is poisoning the water that he drinks from, and soon he will die. Do not be afraid. I will keep you safe from harm.
Bending Willow stayed with Cloud and Rain for several months. He shared his magic and wisdom, teaching her which herbs and flowers had special properties and how to make medicines. Willow was a quick learner and delighted in her new knowledge. Her time in the cave passed quickly and happily. When the spirit came to her one day with news of No Heart's death, Willow was surprised. She had almost forgotten about him.
It is time to go back to your village, Bending Willow. When you arrive, you must persuade your people to move their camp and live close to me. I will defend you if that evil serpent should dare to follow. Tonight, I will make you a bridge of mist, and it will guide you home,
said Cloud and Rain. Night fell, and inky darkness spread through the sky. The full moon hung like a silvery orb and cast a gentle glow over the waterfall. Cloud and Rain summoned spray from the falls and blew it gently upwards. Soon a delicate bridge of mist formed, and the spirit helped Bending Willow to climb up onto it, calling out encouragingly as she embarked on her journey. All through the night, Willow climbed until she was back at her village. She was welcomed with open arms by her tribe, and she talked excitedly about Cloud and Rain and the magic he had taught her. The villagers thought she must be crazed from lack of sleep and company. Willow then started to tell her people about the evil serpent that was poisoning their water. We must move our camp and go to live near the Cloud and Rain spirit. He will protect us, she implored. After this heartfelt speech, an elder woman spoke out. That is enough, Willow. We entertained your silly stories about this so-called spirit, but do you really think we'd move from here because of some made-up serpent? This is a good spot with plenty of food. Willow was distraught, but refused to give up. Her family were the only ones to believe her, and she made sure that they took their water from a spring that was far from the village. Time passed, and some members of the tribe began to sicken and then died. A few started to follow Willow's advice to gather water from outside of their camp. Soon it became clear that these people were being protected from illness. The elder woman who had spoken so harshly to Willow called a meeting from her sick bed. "I am sorry, Bending Willow. We should have believed you," she said. "It is too late for me, but not for the others. You must all leave and find a new home." Bending Willow led the villagers to a camping ground near the cave of Cloud and Rain. They lived there happily for some time before the wretched serpent managed to find them again. This time, Cloud and Rain was ready for it. He stormed over to the camp with handfuls of enchanted fire. He turned the fire into thunderbolts and then covered the area in a thick sheet of fog. The serpent was blinded by the fog and became confused. Cloud and Rain hurled one thunderbolt after another at the snake. It hissed and spat with rage, but could not escape. By the third strike, the serpent was dead. The body of the serpent was thrown into the river, where it floated through the rapids and became wedged at the mouth of the waterfall. Its weight crushed the rocks, and to this day you can see their odd formation, shaped like a tightened bow, ready to fire an arrow. Well, what did you think of our heroine in this story, Bending Willow? Do you remember how she was described in the very beginning of the story? A bright girl full of joy and a sense of adventure. I bet that many of you are bright boys and girls, full of joy and a sense of adventure. And I hope that this week you will find some way to use those wonderful gifts to help others in need. And remember, you can send us your drawings at www.journeywithstory.com. Just click on the contact page. And mums and dads, if you are enjoying this podcast, can you please take a moment to rate and review it, and then, very importantly, can you share it with one or two of your friends or family members or neighbours who also may enjoy this podcast? Thanks ever so much. Cheerio then. Join me next time for Journey with Story. Music and post-production was by Colette Jonas.